Yes, even change is changing. Hi, I'm Gail Sturgis of Talent Align OD, and in this short video, I'm going to be talking about how change is changing and what you can do about it. Despite the introduction of sophisticated change models over the past 30 years, these have had little or no impact on the average failure rate of change or transformation projects, especially over the last few years. Over the past 30 years, between 50% and 70% of change efforts do not achieve the intended results. And this has been consistent, reported by Kotter, McKinsey, Harvard Business Review, and a whole bunch of others. I'm going to show you how to change that. In the past, even the fairly recent past, traditional change management has focused on technology and processes and hoped for changes in productivity and business improvement. This may have had some success in the past, but with the complexity of change that we are now facing, it's just not working for us. Current thoughts about leading change and the current change models are based on dealing with a single change effort or change initiatives that are linear. That is, we believe that change develops logically out of what we've done in the past, but this just simply isn't true anymore. Change is no longer a single event to map out and go through, in spite of all the popular models that lead us to think that way. Organizations are faced with changes from a variety of sources, from COVID to the war in the Ukraine, and everything in between. In most organizations today, change is complex, continuous, unpredictable, interrelated, and simultaneous. Most organizations today are faced with one or more of these complex transformations: digital, agile, work from anywhere, cloud migration, business model, mergers and acquisitions, scaling up, and probably a few more. The challenge with all of this going on at the same time is they all impact on the culture and the people of the organization. If we try to do these changes as linear, our culture and people are being asked to change and change and change again. There is a better way. A single change can't be teased out or isolated from everything else in the organization, or divorced from other changes taking place at the same time. We're surrounded by churn. To succeed at complex change, a rigorous approach is needed, probably a more rigorous approach than we are accustomed to. This is the change iceberg, based on a systems thinking tool that is used to understand the underlying causes of a problem or event. According to Gartner, organizational change that targets visible behaviors and outcomes alone is not enough. It's not enough to focus on the change objectives, technology tools, and processes and methodologies alone. We have to also address the underlying issues that can have a major impact on the outcome of the change initiative. It has been scientifically proven that if an organization is not ready for change, no matter how good the processes and methodologies, the change effort is not likely to be successful or sustainable. We believe that to address complex change, we need a strategic approach. Organizations today incorporate a number of moving parts, and any change to one moving part can and probably will impact other moving parts in a number of different ways. In complex systems, there are a large number of interacting elements. The interactions are non-linear, and minor changes can produce disproportionately major consequences. The system is dynamic, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and solutions can't be imposed, rather they arise from the circumstances. The system has a history, and the past is integrated with the present and the future. The system may appear to be ordered and predictable. However, Internal and external conditions and subsystems are constantly changing. It is not possible to predict outcomes. The modern workplace is a complex system. Most of these factors need to be considered to create sustainable change. To create effective outcomes for complex systems, you need strategy and policy. We have created a framework in which to look at how the organization can approach change. There are 4 sections. The fundamentals. If these are not in place, you're highly likely to struggle with the rest. Capabilities. These build on the fundamentals and define the capabilities needed for the outcomes to be successful. Enablers or drivers. These are the technology and processes that use the fundamentals and capabilities to deliver the outcomes. And outcomes, what you achieve and how you measure them. Viewed differently, this is our living and loving change pyramid. We build from the bottom up to create sustainable change. We start with changing habits, mindsets, and how we think and work with each other, so that the organization is better prepared for the new tools and processes that we're introducing. The fundamental elements of change are trust, engagement, and psychological safety. Without these, leaders will have difficulty in getting people to align with the change. The capability elements are communication and collaboration. Communication is the process of sending and receiving messages, and collaboration is when a group of people come together and contribute their expertise for the benefit of a shared objective. Both are critical for successful and sustainable change. The enablers and drivers of change are the technology and processes that are driving the need for change, and everything in the pyramid below can and usually does impact the culture of the organization. The outcome of any change should be improvement and making the organization more effective. Instead of trying to force new tools and processes onto traditional habits and cultures, we need to change habits to fit the new tools and processes. And this is how we do it. We start with discovery. What is the challenge, the issue, the problem, the bottleneck, and what's causing it? From these, we develop insights into what needs to change. The insights are further developed into options with a business case and priority. And from these, we select an option to try out in a controlled environment or pilot. What we learn from this is fed back into the system in a continual process so that it forms a continual improvement process that doesn't cause major disruption, but rather becomes part of the standard operation of the organization. A brief introduction to the people involved in this initiative. The Neurobusiness Institute offers bespoke personal and professional training and development to leaders and teams in organizations to ensure the fundamentals of trust, engagement, and psychological safety is embodied in the culture and mindset of the people of the organization. We always consult to understand the unique challenges the organization has and the specific outcomes they would like to achieve. Our aim is to set organizations up for success in an ever-changing environment. And this is about me from Talent Align OD and Shirley Poole from Coaching Maestros. Neuroscience research has revealed that there is a sustainable way of changing how we think, make decisions, act, and behave, and neurocoaching is one of the keys to you becoming the maestro of your own life. Shirley is passionate about the development of people to discover their true authenticity to live fulfilled lives. She was in IT for 30 years, many of them as a very successful and sought-out project manager. She has been coaching, mentoring, and consulting since 1990. She mentored and coached bursary graduates for a 2-year internship period in the IT industry as part of a structured program to coach young graduates into the workplace. I too spent many years in IT as a developer, business analyst, and business intelligence specialist. but my underlying interest has always been how we make people more successful in business and how we make businesses more successful through people. My IT, analytical ability, and experience in business intelligence made me a shoo-in for organization development, which, as you know, is the study and implementation of practices, systems, and techniques that affect organizational change with the goal of improving the organization's effectiveness, performance, and culture. These are some of the tools that we have and use in different stages of a project and when necessary. Although Neurobusiness Institute offers many programs, all CETA accredited, one of the flagship programs is the Professional Neuro Coach Mentor Manager program, in which we delve into the essence of true leadership, leadership energies, and leading yourself first before leading others. In this program, we teach managers the difference between managing, mentoring, and coaching, and when to step into each of these roles. The program is focused on embodied learning, and delegates are given assignments after each workshop to implement in the workplace, which forms part of their certification. At Talent Align OD, we have a number of virtual facilitated programs for helping leaders find new processes that better fit the new ways of working. And we offer a number of solutions and services, all in the field of organization development, to assist organizations to quickly adopt and adapt to the new ways of working. That's the end of the formal presentation. Now it's time for some discussion. How does this resonate with you? Is this what you have been finding with your change projects? What has that experience been like for you? Is this along the lines that you were thinking? And if not, what were your thoughts? Where are you with the different changes and transformations that are happening in your organization? Who else needs to consider this before you decide? What are the next steps that you're going to take? And what would it feel like to have a partner to help you through these using holistic change management methods? We'd like to thank you for sharing your time with us, and we look forward to working with you in the future. And these are our contact details. Please feel free to contact any one of us to assist with any questions that you may have.